So here we are in Dr. Ken Misch's office. He's also a ScotWeek board member, but most importantly, he's a North American director of Dalman Narborough and Regimental Mace. Ken.
How are you doing, Cindy?
Good.
Welcome to ScotWeek.
I'm so happy we can take a tour of your office here. Do you want to show us around a little bit?
Yes. Well, first I'd like to tell you just a little bit about Dalman and Narborough and Regimental Mace. I know Tommy Dalman has been on an interview and gone over a few things, but Regimental Mace started several years ago, and we created a line of drum major maces, mostly designed for competitive drum majors, and also a regimental mace for the more military or civilian show bands. And just before the pandemic, Tommy Dalman had flown over and met with me in Las Vegas, and we decided that he would acquire the company and we would merge Dalman Narborough and Regimental Mace together. And my business partner, Jason Paggio, who is the, I think 5 or 6 time now world champion drum major in Scotland, we decided to push forward and merge the companies and come up with new lines of drum major regalia. Dalman and Narborough has been around since the 1800s, very, very famous militaria company, in fact supplying drum major accoutrements and musical instruments as well as uniforms to the entire world. And so it was a great honor for us to join up with Tommy and his fine group and develop a new level of drum major maces as well as uniform parts. So it's pretty fun. So I have a few of things to demonstrate of the work we do at Dalman and Narborough Regimental Mace, and I've got quite a collection of drum major maces. Some of these though are very old, and these original ones were done by potters of Aldershot, which we now have all the molds for at Dalman and Narborough. And this was one of our original regimental mace, very fancy one that was done with hand engraving. When Dalman took over Regimental Mace, we redesigned these maces, made them a little more compact, a little more aerodynamic, which is really nice for the competitive drum majors. This one is one of the original Dalman maces. This is one that I used when I just started in my drum major career and still keep it, and it still works amazingly well. This one was hand chased, which we are just now bringing back. It's kind of an art form for the drum major maces. This one could have used a little polish before I showed you, but it is absolutely amazing workmanship.
Could you tell us a little bit about what is on it decoratively? Like it's fascinating. There's like a lion and a
the lion crown is kind of symbolic of the UK, and I can't remember if this is the St. Edward's crown. It might be. And then just a beautiful floral design that was done on the mace. And this is done with what we call hand chasing. So it's a very, very technical art that is very difficult to do, and there are very few people actually in the world that are still doing it, and we're very, very happy that we can still offer this kind of maces. These maces, which we now do in more modern times in Dalman, are the regimental maces done on the designs. This would be seen with the various guards units and the militario bands in both Scotland and England. They're very, very intricate with battle honors on it, badges, just works of art.
Is this an old one?
This is a very old one. This was a George V, I believe. And so there's several maces here. Some of them were not made by our company, but are now, most all of these styles of maces are made by Dalman and Narborough. In fact, you might notice that I have a Marine Craft, 3rd Marine Aircraft Wingband drumhead. We are very, very proud that we are going to be supplying the new drum major maces for the President's Own. Our good friend Dwayne King, who is the drum major, commissioned these maces with the Marine Corps, and they're going to be delivered this May. They've been a long time coming through the pandemic. It was very, very hard to get this all done during the crazy times, but they're finally come to completion, and we're very excited that we're going to be able to present those maces this May. So that's coming up. And then we move to some of our more modern maces. This is our service mace that we came up with when we merged the company, and it comes with badges and a title band, and we did a custom finial. This was actually done by Armor Insignia for me, my good friend Eric Swensbo. And this was our traditional Celtic knot mace, and it's very nice. And this is one of our, military type maces. This one was done for the LA Scots, and again, it's got very nice stippling on it, and a very, very beautiful mace. And so we can do almost anything that people might require for their either civilian, competition, or military band. And we are now the foremost supplier of drum major maces in the world. But we don't just stand at drum major maces, we also do beautiful, in America we call these baldricks, but a drum major sash. These are all hand embroidered, beautiful leather backing, silver or gold bullion. And this one has all of the insignias, or the groups from the Las Vegas and Nevada various police agencies. And this is the sash for the Emerald Society Pipe Band here in Las Vegas. But it has all of the police agencies. Typically in a military band, this would have all the battle honors, and of course the very symbolic ebony sticks, and these ones topped with sterling silver. This is an absolutely amazing sash, and we do them for bands, both civilian and military, all over the world. But in addition to the drum major maces and the sashes, Dalman Narborough supplies lace and uniform parts and musical instruments, swords, skiing dues, sports. So we're involved in almost every single area of ceremonial dress for pipe bands, military bands, and civilian bands. So very, very proud that a regimental mace joined hands with Mr. Tommy Dalman and became Dalman Narborough Regimental Mace Company. I believe if you need to contact us for information about making your own mace or drum major sash or whatever your needs would be, you'll be provided a link at the end of this video.
Yeah.
And very excited.
Well, and we put all the links in the description, which we're very happy to do. But I also want to, because you're so gracious to talk about everyone else except for yourself, and I just wanted to ask you really quickly so the audience members can know, because a lot of people have seen you around the whole United States, Canada, as well as Scotland as a drum major. So Ken, how long have you been a drum major?
I actually started drum majoring, believe it or not, I think in 6th or 7th grade. So I think I was 11 or 12 years old and was the drum major for my high school, and then became the drum major for the University of Colorado Golden Buffalo Marching Band. And then, had always been interested in the Scottish military drum majoring, and eventually joined the pipe band, and then moved up all the way to the LA Scots, and over time moved on from just drum majoring to helping arrange and produce shows, mass bands throughout the United States and Canada, and have also been very honored to lead the pipe bands at National Police Week several years ago. And so I've had a very fun career. Love everything Scottish, love everything that has to do with both pipe bands and drum majoring and military bands. So it's just been a great honor to be involved with all of this. And I knew when Jason Paggio and I joined hands to come up with the first really beautiful drum major maces made in the United States that we were onto something, and just so happy that after a few years of doing that and struggling between our normal jobs and drum majoring, that Tommy Dalman rolled in and offered to acquire our company, and we have been doing a great job ever since, all of us, and just looking forward to getting out of this pandemic and getting back into full production and providing the finest quality military accoutrements for the world.
Well, and I just want to point out too that you're actually in 3, if not 4 of our other segments for ScotWeek 2022, where you were doing your thing. You're being a drum major at the Stone Mountain Highland Games in Georgia. You're in Victoria. You're also in Irvine with the LA Scots. You're premier pipe band that you've been with for quite a number of years now. And I know you from being a drum major for like the last 25 years of my life, and every other piper and drummer on the West Coast at the very least that knows you, because you're always out there directing the bands. It's always great fun. And it's always an honor and a privilege to march out on the field behind you.
Yeah, and I got my start in Irvine at the Costa Mesa Games with Pipe Major Tom Riak, who now, of course, is the chieftain of the Scott Fest Costa Mesa Highland Games. So it all started back then with one day I went to the Highland Games, and next day I'm in a kilt, next day I'm involved with Drum Major Mace Company. It's been a wonderful journey, and I just can't wait to see what comes next.
Is it okay to do a little tour since we are in your office? Because few people get to actually see your office. But I know when people come over to the house, they really like to come. It's kind of like a museum in here.
Well,
there's some really cool things.
Well, I've collected stuff for my whole drum major career, so I'm a little bit of a drum major hoarder, but please go ahead and take a look around. There's a lot to look at in here.
Look, this looks like maybe like a beefeater.
No, this is a drum major full dress uniform. I believe this one is the Scots Guards.
Wow, and look at the beautiful work on this. And like you were talking about, these are the battles that the Scots Guards participated in, all the way down. That's incredible. It's very beautiful. Then you have a number of sporrans on the wall, some other fun things. I think there's a collection of soldiers in this cabinet, which is super cool and fun. And then not to be missed.
This is the drum major uniform for the Royal Marines.
And your challenge coin collection.
Yes, from all the police organizations.
And there's this guy.
I just call him the Colonel.
The Colonel. He's always here to welcome you, as you know. It's a jerk. It's just so fun. Every time I come into this room, I feel like I see something new that I haven't seen before.
And then up on the top, we have some beautiful Potter drums that were hand painted, tension drums, quite a collector's item.
See if I can zoom in here just a little bit. I thought I saw almost everything from the pipe band world, but honestly, after seeing your office, I don't think that I have. I think you have some things I've never seen before. So fun. Well, thank you so much for giving us a little tour of your office and showing us some of the maces that were made by Dalman Narborough Regimental Mace Company, as well as some others that are just very old. It's very cool.
Well, thank you very much for having us, and good luck to ScotWeek. And from Tommy and Jason and I, we wish you guys the best of luck and a great year in piping and drumming. And we hope to see everybody in Scotland. Thank you.
Bye for now.